Hi there, I'm Thea from the product team. We've added a small change when creating an invoice. Let's say I want to invoice from this budget. Now I have create draft here, so I'll create an invoice draft. There are two important things to know. In this draft stage, the invoice doesn't have the invoice number, and in this stage, the invoice is not accounted for in the revenue. Now you and your colleagues can make all your checks and changes before finalizing an invoice. You can also send a draft invoice to your client as a pro forma invoice. As you can see, a draft invoice PDF doesn't have an invoice number and it has a watermark on it. You can check the amount in draft on your budget here in the tooltip. And in the budgets table, if you add this field to your view. In the invoices table, we've added draft as the invoice status, so you can group and filter the invoices by status, which will include draft. Okay, let's go back to the draft I've created earlier. How to know when the invoice is ready to be finalized or when the accounting can take over? You can add a custom field, ready for accounting, and mark your invoice drafts. When you're done with the editing, you'll finalize the invoice, meaning the invoice will get its number. The invoice number is automatically added from a sequence defined in settings. If the sequence is not set, Productive will ask you to insert it manually in order to finalize your invoice. If you're sending your invoices to Xero, QuickBooks, Exact, Economic or CPP, and the accounting tool generates the invoice number, you don't have to finalize the invoice in Productive. You can just send your draft directly to the accounting tool. In this case, sending the invoice will also finalize my invoice. After finalizing, you can send your invoice to the client or mark it as sent if you are sending the invoice manually. If you make a mistake with the invoice date or number, you can click on Send, edit the invoice number or date, save changes, and mark as sent again. However, this change won't affect the invoice in your accounting tool, so you have to make a change there also. That's all. Thanks for watching. Bye!